All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Ouran High School Host Club, episode 3. All right. Yeah, we had the previous episode where we got a little romance setup here where we got to have our hosts actually kind of bring these two together.
Yep, in a very convoluted and extremely complicated way, but it's just because they care, because this is the service they provide.
Exactly.
Yep, okay.
Giving girls basically wonderful times because they have too much money or too much time, and we have too much time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So why not, right?
Why
because
not?
they have struggles and things that they're dealing with, I'm sure. So
absolutely. Yeah. And thus that's the setup here. Haruhi still has the debt to take care of. It will take a while, but hey, maybe Haruhi will get some pretty fat rates, soon.
She is kind of kicking butt.
Yeah. And we had some good discussion with people on Discord and stuff like that.
Yes.
That Haruhi is not necessarily wanting to be referred to by any specific pronoun. She just doesn't care.
Right.
If anything, that's a whole big portion of where it seems like this show is going, and we just necessarily kind of attributed the possibility that she was maybe wanting to be referred to by male pronouns.
That whole
because
ore
of the
thing.
Ore bit.
But apparently, Japanese language is complicated, and there's a lot more to that than just masculine versus feminine. So
Right, exactly. So, good info. Thanks for passing that along.
Yes.
But y'all, without further ado, let's get into it. The cherry blossoms. Glorious. Yes, this line,
Right. This is going to be a repeat
Alchemy,
for
the
each
study
episode.
of transmuting. Wow.
So classy.
Yes, indeed.
I love how this is all just set up, I'm guessing, within the school. Not even just on the school grounds.
Yeah.
But no, they just have the club room completely repurposed.
Oh my god.
Wow. This does not happen every day.
Wait! How much is this photo?
Yeah, merchandising.
Yeah. Oh my god, yes.
Wow.
I was actually gonna say. Yeah. Exactly. Did you guys agree to this, or does that money go to the club or to you?
Right.
It's one of those things I'm curious about. Not bad at all. No. We should fix that, right?
Yeah.
Like a king.
You're absolutely correct.
Yep.
Do we have some competition?
Oh. Yes. Hypothesis.
Wow.
Oh no.
Disreputable. Exactly.
Oh.
Are you gonna bring this up every episode?
Mom's taking notes.
Yeah.
This will be used later. Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
身体
Uh-oh.
検査
That could be a problem.
That could be a problem.
どうした浮かない顔してだってなんだかみんなが私を見てるんです
Wow.
春日困っちゃ
third person.
Yeah, yeah.
春日が可愛いから見てるんだよ
Whose imagination is this one?
Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, gee.
先輩がそう言ってくれた春日それでいい
Yep.
春日玉木先輩にもうラブそうだね玉ちゃん
そうともそもそもこのアニメは学園ラブコメディ
Clearly, clearly.
Okay. Ah,
Right,
yes.
right.
もちろん脇役のホモホモ要員だだからこの線から入ってこないように
Wow.
Jesus.
Wow.
Oh my god.
That 3% is gonna go to 0.
ずるな春日明日の身体検査お前が女の子であるという秘密は俺たちが必ず守る
How?
俺たちだけのお姫様でいてください
はい
No, I'm fine with it, really.
他の男に言い寄られるのはちょっと尺に触る
But if Haruhi finds out that she can get out of host club duties,
Yep, yep. But the debt though. But the debt.
そっかバレるとホスト続けられないから借金の返済で
Exactly. Good, Haruhi.
隊長本人にまるでやる気がありま
Nope.
せん
wow.
And she's too smart for us too.
Yeah.
そんなにホストが嫌いかこの子が嫌か
まあどっちかっていうとそうですまあさすがに女の子だってバレたらもうしょうがないです
Oh no.
Yeah.
大トロ
Whoa. Oh.
Ah.
Oh.
Last episode's dance party. Wow.
Yeah. Oh.
あじら
Oh.
まあお寒いお育ちです大トロが食べられるぐらいでそんなに動かし続けるなんてそんなに食いし
Ah.
What are you talking about? I absolutely would.
本当に食べられるんです
Mission complete.
I love it.
Beautiful.
I love it.
だいたいこのオーランの身体検査ってどんなことするの
Good
身
question,
体検
actually.
査はどこでも普通に身体検査だろう
こういうのに貧富の差ってあっちゃまずいんじゃない
Oh boy. Oh boy. No, I.
Yeah, but how would they know what a how the exam looks
Exactly.
like
No,
anywhere
it's
else?
going to be.
What? What?
身体検査だよ
Yeah.
普通の
Just like always.
普通の
Oh my god.
日立院ご
Wow.
こちらで世田
Oh, wait, wait, wait. Oh, okay. Oh, so they go into a booth essentially.
私が
But-
付き添わせていただきます
理事長の配慮だ
Okay.
でも商売だからな
Gotcha.
最優先
So do
Okay.
they lie?
この学院の生徒なら
possibly.
ほとんど各家庭にお抱えのドクターを持っているし
Wow.
今の形式的なイベントだよ
What? What?
And they have this many doctors working on it?
別にいいよ
カーテンなんかなくたって
Wow.
Hairless, nippleless, abless.
Yep.
実際すごく評判いいんだよ
Of course
Oh, I
they
wonder
are.
why.
Wait, and that means they can be great distractions so that no one ends up looking in Haruhi's direction.
If only they didn't all have private doctors. Oh, wow.
何言ってるのさ
Oh, of course. Go into detail.
言いながら散々僕の体もて遊んでるくせに
On traveling business! Oh, perfect.
お
Gotcha.
待ちしておりましたお
Oh
姫
my
様
god. Oh my god.
Oh no.
守るよ
But how?
俺が守るはい
Oh. I don't think this is going to work.
春日です
玉木様
Yeah, yeah.
どう見ても
Yeah,
春
uh-huh.
日くんのコスプレ玉木様何のつもりかしら
They've like measured everything
Yeah,
about
they've
him.
memorized
Yeah, there's
like
no-
everything.
この人バレるっつうのそれバレるっつうの
Yes.
お前ら絶対にバレないってお前
And you bought it.
ささやかな復讐です
では
Mommy's here for you, though.
別の部屋に特別男子保健室を設置して口止めしたドクターを待機させてあるから
今日集まった
Wow.
医者で全部京也先輩んちの病院から来てんだって
Pulling out the
helps.
big guns. Yeah.
Yeah.
いやいいのに
俺もホモホモ要員呼ばわりのささやかなお返しさ。
どうなさったの玉木様が風化されてる
I don't feel so good.
お医者様の一人が私の肩を掴んでおかしなことを
Yeah.
なさる
Yeah.
私とても怖かったまあ怖い変質者かしら春先ですから気をつけないと
やっぱりそうか。
What would early spring have to do with it?
あの
違う騒がないでくれハルヒ
Yep. Uh-huh.
Teddy bear kick. Oh, what was that spin backflip?
Dun, 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 dun.
一つ人目を集めるこの美貌
2つ
Ah.
敵の大富豪。
3つ醜いこの世の悪を
Yes.
捨てておけぬ新指導
I love that they're the yin and yang.
Right, right.
我らオーランホスト部ただいま見参。
命ばかりはお助け
Spare my life.
私は隣町で小さな内科診
Suddenly, backstory.
Yeah, yeah.
Backstory,
ヤ
yes.
ブと申します
Quack?
アブだって
He's literally a quack doctor?
本当にいるんだ医者のヤブ
Wow.
実は先月妻と一緒に出て行った娘に一目会いたいと今度の人はいいんだ信用できる大丈夫だからも
The
うやだ
alcohol.
お父さんは家族のことなんて全然考
Yeah.
えてないんだとまあ
So
こ
then,
のように私
why are you
経営が
here?
大変下手な上
Right.
人の頼みを断れず
Like, not at the school, but like
生活に
in the physical examination area.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, we get why you're here at the school, but like,
Like, I guess
What do
maybe
you-
this is the only time that it would make sense for doctors to be at the school.
悲鳴を上げられいつの間にやら追われる身となっていたのです
なんと不幸な
もしやお探しの学校は公立の王林高校
Orin, not Oran.
そうですが
では学校違いです。
Wow.
ここはオーラン
Wow.
娘さんの学校ではありませんよ。
自分の娘さんが通ってる学校の場所も知らなかったの
案外借金
Yeah.
じゃなくてそういうことで愛想をつかされてたりして
Yeah.
Probably.
そんな小さな診療所の娘さんがこのオーランに入る
Wow.
わけない
Well,
That's so awful.
yeah, yeah.
あれでいいわけ、
だってたとえあったって娘さんはきっとあの人のこと見放したままだよ
それはあの人が自分で
Yes,
確かめ
even if he only gets 3% of their time, there is a possibility.
すみませんが皆さん出て行ってもらえますか
I have to get naked. Yeah, still. I haven't done my exam
ハ
yet.
リーまだ怒ってるのかもしやホスト部を辞めるつもりとか
あでも食べ物に釣られてじゃありませんよ
Because I
Ah,
want to go.
借金
Yeah.
返済のためです
cool.
ハリーかわいい実は大トロ食べたいだけのくせにそんな自分を偽ってるところがなんかいいぞ
Ah!
やめてくださいあ変なとこ
Ah,
探
hey, 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 hey,
レ
hey.
ッドカード
Red car!
こそ本物の変質者だ
いいからさっさと出てけ
All right. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Yep. I love how the entire episode is just the antics over, shit, there's a physical examination in 2 days.
All right. Well,
Okay.
that was wonderful. That
Yep.
was a really, really
Physical
funny
examination.
episode, just in general.
And some good old-fashioned revenge on Tamaki. Because
Tamaki.
Tamaki, yeah,
Yeah.
because he needed it. He
Yeah.
really needed it, you know? Like, and yes, he may be in his own little world and,
Yes.
and whatnot,
This
but
is true.
there are limits. There
Yeah.
are limits, my dude. And,
Yeah,
yeah,
and he found his 3%.
that's right.
I
right.
love the idea
But
that when
3%
the
is better
show
than 0.
right when the show started to go meta, the side characters basically revolted against the
Yep.
one that went meta, and it's basically the feeling of like you broke the fourth wall, therefore
Don't do that.
the show turns itself on you. So it's
Exactly.
almost like the writer's just like, now I'm gonna make this character that broke a cardinal rule of storytelling to be like, now you must be punished.
Well, and I love that it's something where the way that he gets punished is so avoidable.
Yes,
like,
yes.
like because
Yes.
there's the fact that it's revenge for something that he absolutely didn't have to do,
Oh,
right,
yeah, of
in the
course,
first
of
place, right?
course.
So it's totally his own actions. But then on top of that, if he just had some basic sense, he would know that the whole thing of pretending to be Haruhi wasn't going to work.
Right.
You can't just put on a wig. Like, even if all of, like, okay, taking real life out of the equation and going into the realm of anime where there's less detail in the designs and things like that,
yeah.
no, it's still not going to work. Like,
Right. Well, if anything, I would say that it actually makes it, like, startlingly different because, you know, the eye color is just different.
Sure.
Like, you can't...
To say nothing of the fact that these girls regularly group up to watch you undress.
Yep.
And gawk at you. Mm-hmm. You think they're not going to be able to tell immediately that it's you and not Haruhi? Like, to say nothing of the height difference. Like, you know.
Yeah, baka. So, this was really, really funny to basically have a setup, kind of sitcom.
Yep.
For basically Tamaki. It is Tamaki, right? Tamaki. Because now I'm confused now.
Yeah, I mean,
the way
hey,
you said it.
Hey, we're not the dubcast or something. We don't necessarily need to be 100% consistent all the time, you know. But yeah,
Tamaki. But King, basically, in this case here, the king having his moment where he realizes where his domain stretches and where it does not.
Indeed.
And where it does not encompass.
Right.
And then having the twins and the rest of the host club kind of roast him in that regard.
Yep.
Leads to some good, just general comedy. And then, of course, this show relies on a lot of those little fun, artistic little exaggerations for the characters, having their, like, oh, I'm dejected, I'm crushed. And going back and forth through all of them, it's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. And I love how at the beginning, he's like, physical examination. Yes, this will be perfect. Her secret will be revealed. And then as a result, she won't be spending time with them in class. Mm-hmm. You know, there will be like and then she'll fall in love with me because then it's the yes, because that will clearly happen just because people know that she's a girl, right? Yeah, and then
I love how logicked out he was of his whole belief that this would be something that would quickly lead to some kind of romance between the two of them. Now, to be fair, his meta-analysis is actually, like, not that far off, really.
Yes, that is true.
Like, the OP pretty much tells us how this story is going to go.
He is the main male lead, right? And he is aware of it.
We are probably going to have a straight romance ending, if any romance actually happens. I would be surprised if they actually went all the way with a full canon romance love confession.
I would be surprised if they didn't. When the OP literally is kiss, fall in love. If they don't kiss, fall in love in the show.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. But I think it would be really clever to have the whole thing be basically about how she actually, like, does fall for him, but like the end of the show isn't them in a relationship necessarily.
Well, and we did see the whole bit with the kite, right? Like that was a great little, like, sort of light bulb kind of.
It was a light bulb equivalent.
You know, equivalent where it's like, okay, oh yeah, you're doing pretty good. Nope, not anymore. No. Oh, hey, now you're flying high. You know. Yeah. And she won't necessarily tell you that happened there, you know, or why it happened or anything like that. But she did say, no, I'm not just going to be, you know, sticking with the club for the fatty tuna or, you know, the super nice tuna. Yeah. No, it's also going to be because I'm going to pay off my debt. Yeah. You know, it's the cool because that's because the debt thing, it's like, okay, yes, she did break the thing that's super expensive and all of that stuff. Right. But the whole point of it is it's just an excuse that Tamaki has come up with to basically say, hey, stick around with us. Right. Mm-hmm. You know, even though he didn't realize that she was a girl at the beginning, you know, it's also, I kind of like you, so I kind of want you to stick around, right? Right. So her saying, yeah, I'll stick around with you guys. You know, it's you guys are cool. You're weird and you're way too wealthy and, you know, privileged and all that stuff for my tastes, but you're cool. Yeah,
and Tamaki kind of maybe did like Haruhi before he knew she was a girl.
I would not be surprised.
So there could be some cool stuff that they go into with that. But yeah, I could be willing to just, you know, concede that they might go the predictable route. But I would be remiss to not try and put out the idea that this is not a full on they have to kiss, fall in love at the end of the show.
Okay, they did bring up the whole idea of competition, right? And that, you know,
yeah, like in a joking way, kinda.
Right, you know, yeah, and most of it was just to mess with Tamaki, right?
Yes.
Then actually, like, you know, oh hey, I'm really head over heels for Haruhi or anything like that. But the fact that the twins do spend so much time with her, that is one of those things where it's like, oh okay, you know, that's, who knows, maybe something could come from that, but we don't see it. So, you know, there's that whole thing. But I'm excited to see how this goes, because this episode, I feel like, firmly established the pattern, like the fact that we have
we now have a 3-episode kind of
the 3-episode understanding, you know, of how things go. We know that the whole thing of the Ouran, you know, Academy, right, and the host club and everything, this is where the, you know, the girls with too much money and too much time and all that stuff, right? That's just the alchemy,
bread and butter.
The alchemy speech, bread and butter. You know, that's our intro to each episode. And then we'll go into the newest, latest, and greatest thing that they do to entertain the girls. Go through the shticks of each of the characters, and then go into the actual episodes. You know, conflict. Right?
Exactly.
Cool. I like it. And the dynamics of the characters in the host club are really starting to grow on me. Like I already liked them as characters, but seeing each time that the twins are like, oh yes, you should have just been looking at me, you know, or when I pretend to be a doctor at home, you know.
Right.
And it's just, all right, yeah. Okay.
I gotta say though, Takashi, I believe, the one that's supposed to be all like quiet and manly.
Yeah.
I very much love the way that they kind of put him and Honey in this like yin yang kind of position where they are like two sides,
right? Polar opposites and inseparable. Yeah,
exactly. They come as a unit basically. So I love anytime they're brought in, because Honey's gag is one that I think I like. I'm really starting to like just in general, but I was very certain early on that I was not going to be actually as big of a fan of Honey comparatively to the other characters' gags. But the idea of Takashi being
the foil, kind of
the other side of that, I really like it.
Yep. Also,
I really like it.
The whole thing of when like Kyoya,
mommy,
mommy, right, mommy and daddy. Oh my god. But
it's
when
Daichi and Sugo.
It really is. But when he brought out the books with the pictures of all of them, they're like, when did you take those pictures? But it's also a thing of the this rare moment between the twins that doesn't ever happen.
They must
hardly
be new,
ever.
Jacob.
Yeah, right, exactly. It must be very new. Oh, here's books with collections of pictures that he's taken, probably
of things that are this thing happening
probably dozens of times,
plenty
at least,
of times,
right?
Which means
like,
you know, hey, when your emotions are high,
definitely,
you're flustered, aroused even, you're not thinking logically, Jacob.
Yeah.
Shut up and take my money.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, you're thinking with your ara, and I understand that, right? I can even appreciate that. But that combined with the whole idea that they're essentially like kind of ripping them off, you know?
Oh yeah.
Like
of course.
Now granted, it's an understanding.
But they get to take these home, though, Jacob.
They get to take these home, right? It is still a service that they're essentially getting, because they're getting the entertainment of doing the thing, right? Even if it's totally smoke and mirrors and things like that, and it's all a show, it's theater, basically, right?
Oh yeah. And you don't care about whether what you're seeing is real or not.
In fact,
it gives
the whole
you this feeling enough that it's real.
Yeah, the whole reason you go to something like this,
the psychology of it,
right, is because it's not real, and to have something that's so perfect not real is an experience, right?
And there's a skill, I would say, personally, in letting yourself get sucked into the fantasy.
Yes.
And not pulling yourself out of it for the sake of just being correct about how it's actually being done there.
This is something that, like, for instance, whenever I'm showing someone a story, right? Like a show or something like that, and they have to be the buzzkill, I'm too smart for this show.
Right, exactly.
It's like, yes, this is unrealistic. That's why we're watching fiction. Like
there's a difference between understanding basically why the story decided to choose to have something over another thing, but the idea of like Why did they not show the mouths of
when
and Honey when they were in their
doctor's uniforms?
That's extremely unrealistic. It's like context.
Why did they even do the doctor get up in the first place? Even as a set the mood, it's so pointless. No.
Right.
No,
It's
stop it.
The idea of understanding. Yeah, exactly. It's the understanding of like why something is being presented in a specific way versus actually like how it's being presented and then grading it as such. That's why I feel like in some ways the idea of us being like critics in some ways is just kind of a nonsensical kind of thing with regards to these discussions and stuff, because we're more like, we want to be set into the mood of this story so that we're able to then understand what is trying to be communicated here and what's the emotion, the experience that people are trying to get out of it. And that's something that you have to kind of set that mood and then let yourself get swept up in it.
And yet there is something that just, I don't know why, but it does my heart good. I can't help but laugh inside whenever I see intense like doujinshi kind of like fan fiction-y kind of stuff totally being profited off of. This is a totally different story that I'm going to bring up, right?
Okay.
But my favorite part about the Hunger Games was not actually the death battle in the first one. It was the fact that Katniss was basically playing up to the the romance between me and Peeta.
For the fans,
send me stuff, right? That was my favorite part about the book. I know it was such a minor part about the book, but
it is kind of meta if you think about it. So
I love that they do this here, and they've got it down to such a science, right? That they just they're like, oh yeah, what will we do? We'll just improv something. Who knows? We've done this a billion times.
Right.
Like, and
cheesier the better.
The cheesier the better, right? Yeah. That's why they're here, and they just eat it up. Like, I love it.
I do think that it would be fun to see them actually get into the obscene amounts of money they're spending just to be here and basically claim some of the boys for a specific amount of time. Because when they said that this is how we make money with the pictures and stuff, I wanted to like actually call like foul and be like, hold on, actually the way you make the money is the fact that they're sitting there and you are entertaining them as opposed to anyone else.
Right.
There's an hourly or minute-based rate that's going on right now, and I want them to get into that.
Right, and it might be different because it's a school club rather than like whatever, and maybe
this can't charge them above a certain amount.
Yeah, like, and maybe this is like the whole thing of selling books is actually potentially a little bit under the table. Like, who knows? Right,
that's how they make money.
Right,
so it could be actually just the clubs making money.
Yeah, because at a school this wealthy, it's not like they need to have the clubs actually be profitable. They had a formality physical examination.
Who's the host club? Pimp?
Dozens and dozens of doctors.
Who's the host club like teacher overseer that's managing the money that's like, you bring in this amount for the club, but we get a percentage that we give to you guys based on the amount that you're getting in for the school, and that's like 5% of your actual rates, so that when they reveal like maybe Haruhi's like, how much money you guys making, because the schools you guys, it's at rates pretty good, so is how much that's going to you. It's like, so much of it. How much actually?
Well, actually,
like 5%.
No,
wait, what? What?
No, they actually they made a good point can be brought up here.
Yeah.
If the vase that Haruhi broke was 8 million yen, and she's already down to below 6 million.
Yes. No, remember there was a deal that she made in one of the previous episodes, which slashed her debt by millions.
That's right. That's right.
That was one of the things I believe in the previous episode.
And they were doing it based on the number of customers she serves, not actual money gotten from the customers, because it's probably something like that where they're maybe not directly making money. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it will be interesting though for them to get into that, because then they could actually give us education on the host club kind of meta in the real world.
Right, the real world industry. Well, because
exactly. Because it's a thing.
Stupid amounts of money.
So much money. Actually insane.
Yeah.
To
the point where, it makes sense that it would take an academy like Ouran to have regular students that are in high school just going there.
Yeah, right? You thought people made a lot of money on OnlyFans.
Right. Yeah. You think lewds get you money? No. Holding their hand and telling them they're pretty.
Yes.
That gets you a lot of money.
So true.
Like,
based on my limited knowledge of looking into it. Oh my God.
Totally tangent, but the first time I found out about that was such a thing of like, man, okay, well, let's see. What are the logistics?
There's no way I could do anything like that because I feel like the competitive aspect of it would just kill me.
To say nothing of the fact that I do not have the skills necessary whatsoever, even if I were able to.
I think,
like,
weirdly enough, I think anyone, if they actually put in a decade into this,
and by that time they're too old for it, and they're
true.
Mm-hmm.
But I think with plastic surgery, a lot of like, no, I'm talking about this is the hardcore like competitive side of things. You could do quite a bit, I would say.
Boy. For $30,000 a night, Yeah, but
it's insane, right? But y'all, this was a really funny, goofy episode here.
Yep.
We had some meta humor. We had a lot of little like the ways this was kind of paralleled with the first episode.
Yes.
And then showing that the dynamic of the episodic storytelling can be different from what they did in the second episode.
Right.
And thus we might have our pattern, is that we kind of switch between what they did for the second episode.
Right,
and
with new characters versus dealing with existing ones. Yeah.
Exactly.
Because there was that dad, but, like, he was like this. He was about 3% of the episode.
He's not really worth bringing up just in general. It felt like it was a way to have some kind of dramatic conflict outside of the comedy.
Yes. Oh man, but the line I have to bring up is when Kyoya is like, they're like, how did you know that his daughter didn't go here? He's like, there is no way the daughter of a deadbeat doctor like this or whatever would be able to get into Ouran. And it's like, oh my God.
I mean, he's right. He's right. That's the way their academy rolls. So with the dough. Yeah. All those roles. So y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there. And all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
You know the drill. Every weekday, information in the description.
Yes, if any that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.